That's not a soldering iron. This is a darn sturdy soldering iron. And it worked well for pulling my Mr. Relay apart. This was that big back metal piece that I needed some serious thermal mass to kick its ass. So I got that off. And all I have left is that little tappy tab. And a third one I found too, right here on this one. So right in the back there, right at the edge of my thumb, the copper. So I'll get them pulled, and then we'll have to find a relay that matches exactly that, some type of fit of that, or ixnay it and just bridge it over and figure something else out. Not totally certain for certain. I don't really use this one ever at all, so I'm just trying to tin what I can on the end, so it has some tin on the tip for store time. This one, I didn't obviously go and look for one this big or purchase it, but I did get it, I'm pretty sure, for nothing, right up from the dump. Someone threw it out. It was something with the cord, I think. The cord was really strung out. And all I ended up doing really was, I think, just cutting it off, cleaning it up, and putting it back together. Now, mind you, it's totally unplugged. It's just the thermal mass of this thing is unreal. I got it hanging there. Here. It's spicy hot yet. Screamy hot. So, this thing is a beast, The feast of beast. In fact, I don't want to use that. I'm going to use the whole chunk. Let it sit right in there. I don't want to scorch my table or nothing. Then figure out what I'm going to do with my relay there. Another birch of my relay. Just got that little nub. That should pop right out. And that third little piece. See, just getting something on there. A lot of times it doesn't even stick. I imagine there's tarnish and everything else. Actually corrosion, I would say, would have to be on it. See, this would work out well for, the iron I had did well too, but this would work out well for, I would say, doing my mixing when I do make my own quick chip stuff, but my style. And that stuff works well. I've been very, very actually impressed with it. I'll have to do a video on that. There's something else I got going on in the background that I got to show you guys too, that I think someone will at least get a kick out of it, because it's a rarity. Let me plug, so this is just plugged in, and we'll get that popped, but I got to get something out of the vise to show you guys. But this you don't see every day, every once in a while, every linear light year maybe. Maybe a little more than that. But guess what this is? You thirsty? It's not Mountain Dew. Bad guess, sorry. It's actually like that big soldering iron. This is like a middle-sized soldering iron. See the end and the tip? The problem is it was about this round. That's a little not as thick as this whole barrel piece, but it got so hot, it's screaming hot, that you could not hold on to it. So I mixed up, we'll call it like plastercrete. So it's what is this stuff called? Strongman bond, something like that. It's got some like old 50s power lifter guy, circus power lifter on it. It's for exterior or interior plaster, and then some concrete is mixed in with it too, and then just some mud also, and hoping that that'll make like a kind of like what a porcelain resistor is. Well, that's it. It's you can see this is still soft, but it's not runny. It's tightening up. I just wanted to clean it up a little bit. Just touch it up. But you can see even these, you know, I got it, put the cord on, heat shrunk them down. Now that's not the greatest of heat shrink, but it gets hot enough where it starts cooking. These turn into like jelly. It's so hoping that'll hold the heat. I even put some mesh, a chunk of wire mesh inside. Where did it? Oh, right here. I wrapped this around, trying to like set, like when you do a floor, you know, your 4-inch floor, you put your wire mesh down. Well, doing the same thing, but with this, I made it round, trying to go aim for the center. By the time I got it circled, put some in the bottom and then had it set it down in. So yeah, hopefully it'll act as a, so say this takes a big jar or something that don't just break in half like the resistors seem to do sometimes. That'll help wire mesh it together. That's what they use it for in the floors, concrete flooring. Ooh, that thing is still screaming hot. Helps hold the floor together. In fact, that and I've come across it with the skidder and could not. I had a heck of a time. As someone put fence, like chain link fence, in their concrete 4-inch floor, and man, I just had chunks of pieces that were all interconnected. It was so frustrating at the time. And you'd think you'd be all knocking around in a twist and break the wire, but man, this chain link fence wire was some stout stuff. So there's one piece here and one here. I gotta work on getting that epoxy out of the way. There's more epoxy in there. Oh yeah, that helped. That's what I was hoping for. The heat, I think, really did it to that. That made it brittle. Because, man, that was earlier, that just trying to do anything with this, scratch it even, it was just so stiff. Wonder if the heat, just having that iron next to, because like these, that metal plate, where is it? Right here. This was like right here. So you put that big hunking head down in there. This thing, you know, this is here. I mean, it's cooking that pretty good then. And so yeah, I was cooking it. And that definitely eased up. I'm pretty sure it'll melt this again. And get a thin spot. Come on. If it doesn't, I'd be very aggressive. If it doesn't melt this, I'd be surprised, very surprised. Because, I mean, I've had this, I swear, like 20 minutes later. Wow. Yeah, wow. I swear I've had it like 20 minutes later and it's still, maybe I had lower temperature stuff or something. But still got this one cooking away. And when I did that, I also tried to get some, you want to get some solder in there to make some type of connection, a bond between what you're pulling and your iron. It's just the air gap isn't really helping you much. I don't know what this is. I don't even remotely. Just a little bit of pressure is all I'm trying to do, honestly. Something popped. There it is. Did it twist and fall out? Or yeah, right there. that thing. And this will be the last one. Again, you don't just want to yank these through the board. You could rip the whole trace and everything out with it. Take that chance. I took that chance even just taking the outside when I was getting a little rough with it. Pulling the pin right with the solder on the other side and everything. Sucking it right through. Usually you don't, but it could happen. And that came right out. And there's the leg. So the biggest thing is I need that leg to... I can probably solder it. Oh yeah, I got access to the bottom. But even remember, sometimes if you can't get access to the bottom legs, pins, there's times where you can solder. I've actually desoldered quite a few components, approaching from the top. Just like this, we'll say. Capacitors, no. Usually resistors. Flat resistors. Like even these pieces, these terminal, whatever you want to call them. Alright, well, I'm getting mud, dust, and everything all over this. And wrap it up. There's one more thing. What was it? Or is it going to slip and be a dulled out ending? Oh no, is it going to be dulled out? Well, we at least got to try and plug this guy in, right? Very interested to see what the heat does. If the heat travels up it through the top. And the thing is a soldering iron, you're holding it, you know, like this. The heat always how you're holding this, especially, or any soldering iron, I imagine, the heat is always heading upwards, and that's the most vulnerable spot, is the cord and everything on this. You can see the surface rust quite a bit, actually, is on that. I'm just going to try to rub, not scrape or really scrub. It's kind of more of an oily rag. Whoa! That's stupid. Wow, did I get dumb. Look at this. That's what I mean, how thick it was. See that? I pulled on it a little too hard. Why did it want to go up so... It actually slid right up once it started moving. Here it comes. Come on. I just don't want to cover these set screws here, because I imagine they're to take the head off and replace it or something like that. I can at least have them where you can see them. I could figure out how to get at them when that time ever comes, if it does. And then up here is just tape, just to make the extra. I didn't have time because I used rock hard putty. That's what the stuff is called. Wow, 15 minutes later, I'm on it. Rock hard putty, and that stuff, I forgot that it takes off. I recognized it, but it was right when I started mixing it. I said, oh, yeah, that's right, this stuff really gets zipping. So you don't have a whole lot of time. So that's where I hold it anyways, up in here. And I do have one other thing with it, some cloth. Where'd I put it? Okay, it's right over here. So I'll move that, get this plugged in. You know, I'm gonna plug it right in the watt meter because I want to see what it draws. This can get out of the way. That's out of the way. Here's the cloth. This is some high heat cloth. I don't know where I got it or whatever, but I was using it to hold on to here to use this for something. That's the oil burning off. a pain in the roughest, that damn cord always. See, now, I'm wondering if me doing this with the heat is going to help it. Are you kidding me? That ain't long enough. Jesus. You frickin' bitch. God damn you. So here we are. Fucking cord. God. We'll see this one. Yeah, heating up. It's gonna start melt. Yeah, it's melting right into it. Function. Volts 119. 3.1 amps at 120 volts. 1138 watts. That's a lot of watts. Man, I really wished I had that other one plugged in. And now the other one, you'll really get to see the watts move as that element gets all heated up. Got a weird smell now. Don't know what it is. It's not the solder burning and not the oil that burned off first. I was trying to remember if there's any other thing under there that would burn. There wasn't. There's no plastic or nothing. I was almost thinking before I found that wire, or decided on the wire, I was thinking of using drywaller's tape, the fiber tape. But I'm like, oh man, that might burn. That might burn up inside and leave a void. But that should help the concrete go a little quicker. But that's it. I just wanted to pop it in. 1138 still on the watts. And now it's going to go down. But I might be able to even incorporate that. Get it zapped on there with some heat shrink or whatever. That actually, wherever I got it, it works well. Works very well, in fact. Having that. I want to make sure I still have some on the tip. Works very, very well for getting the heat off you. I mean, you don't feel anything. I wish I remember what it come off of. Because, I want to say it was an oven something. Something or another with the oven. But I can't remember. So, thanks guys. Again, hope your weekend works out excellent and things roll on and you and your families are all safe. Thanks guys. Catch you next time.